What's up, Panda dudes? Peter von Panda. Hey, bought myself a smartwatch because I'm a smart guy. It's an LPN RR236025082. Not sure what color it's covered up here. Let's find out. Picked this up on Amazon and picked up a couple smartwatches. We'll talk about them just because I'm kind of enamored with them. And I picked up the ones that I actually thought looked kind of cool looking. So we do have a little manual here in color, no less. So they've put a little effort into it, that's for sure. And here is the smartwatch. So over here in the package we have a piece of metal. So I'm assuming that opens up something. And then we have the watch here. Now, as you can see, it's round and kind of cool looking, possibly. And I'm assuming that everything you need is just going to be at your house. I actually have no idea how you charge it or do anything with it. Oh, so this thing looks like it's the tool to open up the case back here, because it fits in those notches. Yeah, pretty well. Not the most precision fit, but that should get that open. So it looks like you're going to use a CR2032 battery, and this is how it's going to be serviceable. I'll be honest, I prefer to have the cut in the middle where I can use a quarter, but the fact that they give us this tool is fine. And then my assumption is any standard watchmaker's case back tool will get this open as well. And as you can see here, appears to be stainless steel construction, brushed back. The case has like a sandblasted finish, and I don't know, maybe it's aluminum or something, but it certainly looks highly silver and reflective. I mean, silver and reflective enough to me that it looks like paint. Crown is that same silver and pulls out kind of like a regular watch, and I can set the time. Now, the key to this is that it's a real straight up watch, flat crystal, kind of standard watch design, round, minimalist. It kind of looks like a movement watch or a skein, or however you pronounce it. Interesting, the markings around the outer bezel here, that outer ring, which is angled. You have this kind of neon green, which kind of matches what I assume is lume on the hands here. And the straight hands obviously are black, which fade into the black dial and smartwatch right there with the red S. Shop smart, shop S smart. But what's interesting is the minute graduation markings all the way to the 3 o'clock position there. So not sure what that's for. And then there also appear to be two small holes right there on the dial, which I'm assuming are like light sensors or something. You know, you don't know. I don't know yet because I haven't gotten this sucker paired. This is just a true unboxing. A rubberish type of strap with some texturing on the top, a kind of pebbling that looks like a leather, but it's not. It's rubber. And you can see kind of a little like reptile skin, velociraptor skin. So black and silver, not a bad looking watch. I'll just throw it on here. I'd say the watch size looks like 43-ish millimeters to me. That's my guess. I have about a 7.5-inch wrist. Doesn't give me a lot of extra strap room. And the buckle here is pretty cheap and chintzy. It's okay. The whole watch is actually pretty inexpensive, so kind of keep that in mind for a smartwatch. But there it is on my wrist. You know, I'd say it's actually a little bigger than 43 or 44 millimeters, but not bad looking. And for a smartwatch, to be honest, if this is what the Apple Watch came with a screen behind analog quartz hands, I would have been super happy about that, because this to me looks like a real watch, and I could wear this as a daily wearer and not feel like a weirdo, not feel like a techie wearing Google Glass or something like that. But so the style I dig. Obviously, the construction would probably be much sleeker, much nicer if it were an Apple product. But now we need to get the thing running, and we need to figure out what it'll do. And just to see if there's a battery in here already, I'm going to follow the open instructions. I'm just going to twist this off with you. Oh, man. She's on there good. I'm going to torque the little bar they sent There we go. Now we're getting it. So I'm assuming it's got to be fairly water resistant because I'm assuming I'm kind of dragging an O-ring around or something because, man, that initial twist was pretty tough. But I am glad they gave you the tool, and maybe that's why they did it, because it twists in there tight, and maybe a quarter isn't enough leverage. Oh, so here it is. All right, so I've got the movement moving around on me, which is maybe a little disconcerting. Looks like there's a spring here for the connection, and it looks like I may have bent it. I feel like twisting the cap, maybe not, but certainly looks not to be in pristine condition. And then there's plastic over the battery, which is, I'm sure, how they shipped it so that you're not draining the battery. And I guess I just pull all that off. We'll see. So it does come with the 2032, and you can see the crown. Oh my gosh, did I not have that in frame? See the crown there. You can see the electronics. Kind of a fairly cheap plastic housing. And I think hopefully it's running now. You know oh, there's the rubber O-ring right there, so that's gonna kind of give you some water resistance. I am not gonna say, and especially on high-tech things like this, that they're ever waterproof, you know, because it wasn't until the Apple Watch 2 that they got waterproofing on that, and that was a fairly well thought out piece of hardware. But I like that they've put at least some standard watch making efforts into it to certainly make it look like it is water resistant. And getting this thing in is not the easiest thing in the world, huh? Holy crap, I'll have to do this off camera. So before I get this sucker paired, first of all, here are the features that this watch is supposed to do. Sleep monitoring, call reminder, short message reminder, smart alarm clock, steps detection, intelligent anti-lost health data, WeChat reminder, thermal analysis, and remote photography. Now, here are the QR codes. Go ahead and snap those so that you can find your app, your appropriate app. I guess what I'm not really impressed with is some of these things like step detection and sleep monitoring and health data. You know, these are all just like, you know, Fitbit types of features. And I really don't count on smartwatches to be super accurate on that. Calls and messaging reminders are probably the ones that I'm most interested in. Even the remote photography is just like a Bluetooth shutter button, right? So, I mean, hopefully that works. But, you know, what I'd probably be most interested in personally is what does the watch do when a call comes in? What does it do when a text message comes in? And even though it doesn't say it here, does it do anything with my calendar reminders? That's almost the most important thing for me. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this paired with my phone and start using it, and we'll report back. So guys, after the last few days playing around with this thing, I did learn that these two little pinholes on the dial there are actually holes that allow the LED lights to blink and flash. That's going to work as your notification essentially for the smartwatch features. Now, here's what I will say in summary is that despite me working with the instructions, downloading the app, deleting it, re-downloading it, taking out the battery, putting it back in, I could never get this paired with my phone. So I can't tell you how well it works, can't tell you even how it works, but it just never found it. So it was almost like the watch itself was not putting out its Bluetooth signal. It's supposed to put out kind of this play watch signal and pair, and then it'll be found in the app. The app, which is actually kind of cool looking, it doesn't look like a piece of afterthought junk. It looks like a decent app at least, but unfortunately wasn't able to test it. So I don't know if it was because of that little spring that appears to be bent, but that's kind of the nature of when you twist this thing back on. That spring that's kind of poking out there is going to be kind of twisted by it, or if there's something that's supposed to be holding it in. Now, I did take out the battery, I did reinstall it, not only once, but a couple of times. The battery is running, so it wasn't an issue of not having power. In fact, you know, I went ahead and wore the watch for a couple days and trying out the pairing at random intervals. And the watch keeps good time. Obviously, the quartz watch there the quartz component work just like any regular watch. So if you don't care about the smartphone features and just really love this minimalist design, well, then you can pick this watch up for not a lot of money and try it out. But if you want it to work, just understand that, I don't know, it might be a little bit of a crapshoot. Didn't work for me, but don't let that stop you. I know that in some other videos and online, some other people have gotten it working. Most people got it working, I want to say. So anyway, there it is. My issues with the smartwatch. Looks good, but can't tell you any more than that. Peter Von Panda, out.